Hi, this is Marcus Bruno with Bruno Real Estate, and I am with Robbie Johnson and his fiancee, Laura Livingood. And we're here in their new home. Actually, about a month ago, they bought a home from a distressed seller. The seller was in short sale, and the home needed some work. And they bought it and they fixed it up and did a wonderful job. So I want them to tell you their story, and I know that you'll benefit and you'll get some insight from it. So now I've known Robbie for about, let's say about 20 plus years. Robbie, do you remember when we met initially? I asked you what was important about buying a home. Do you remember what that was to you?
Yeah, yeah. It was security, a place to call home, but not just a house, but an actual home. So there had to be something like character. And we went through numerous homes, and we found that some had character, some lacked character, and this one had hidden character. As you saw, or and as you'll probably see um, from the pictures before and after, the wallpaper, etc. But to get through that, and it just felt like a good fit at the end of the day.
Now, Laura, like I said, I've known this Joker
Too
20
long.
20 plus years, but I met you just this summer.
Right.
And we met at my office. And do you remember that experience and what did you
I
like
do.
about it?
I liked that you had that discussion with us of what was important to us, what we were about, why we were buying a home now. Because it didn't feel like it was just about, like you said, a house. It was the process and making sure that we were involved in that. And that I really liked that.
Cool, cool. Now, do you remember your home search?
Do I?
Um,
Yeah.
when we were out looking for homes, how was that experience?
At times it was frustrating, but I think the thing that was good about it was having you on board was you were always there to kind of calm us down
Yeah.
because we did see so many houses. So having you there to be like, this is normal and it's out there and you'll find it was helpful. But it was frustrating. It felt like it took a long time, even though in hindsight, I guess it really wasn't
It's pretty short.
terribly long. But being in it, it felt like it was never going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, when did we start our initial process? March, April, somewhere thereabout. And we closed in October, but actually found this house in
June.
June, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so not too bad, but it was painful.
What was the worst thing about it?
Um, I think the worst thing about it is the emotional letdown. It's the whole thing of envisioning, okay, this could be home, and then the letdown of it not. Remember the first house we saw, the very first house we saw, we got stuck on the deck. But
We don't want to tell that story.
the very first house we saw, we thought that was it. This is it. It's everything. It's the character.
Right.
It's the color. We don't have to paint. We can just move in, this, that, and the other. And it wasn't out of price range. We just found more house and a better house for less money. It was a better fit.
So it just worked out in the
Yeah, so it
end.
just worked out in the end.
Even though we got stuck on the deck, but
Yeah, I mean, and in the house that we saw before, we actually bought this house in the neighborhood across the street. We thought this is it. This is a good, excellent neighborhood and whole 9 yards, and it just turned out, oh well, property taxes are too high. So
something was,
yes,
Right.
something killed that there.
Right.
And at the end of the day, it was better. Again, more house, more character for less money. So, it ended up being really good, and it worked out. You didn't try to like push us like, okay, well, you should get this house
Not
and
at all.
stretch. The thing I liked that was best is that we gave you a budget when we sat down at first. We said, this is the high end, this is the absolute max, and anything under that, is great. And you didn't go shoot for the high. Okay, your mortgage could be X, Y, and Z, and this is your max number. You said, okay, well, we don't want you to be house poor. let's find something in this range that suits your needs and everything. So that was important.
Excellent, excellent. Do you remember settlement? What you got? How was
Oh
your
my
experience at
goodness.
settlement? What you like about it?
Well, we got the house. I liked that.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That actually, the the process the part of the process that was so frustrating for me was once we put the contract in here,
Ah,
and it was only because we became so invested in the house, and being that it was a short sale, it was like you were saying, it was very emotional,
Yeah.
being so up and down, which is something you had warned us about, but it was hard. And I felt like for us, all the way to settlement was fingers crossed,
Yeah.
and I think the positive of that, again, was that you walked us through everything, everything that we didn't understand, and we could call you and vent, and,
Yeah. The night
some
before.
of us, some of us vented a little more than others, but I mean, I think the fact that you kept us informed through the whole process was helpful.
now, you guys had a step further than regular buyers, I should say, because you had a rehab process.
Right.
What was your experience of that process? What can you tell anyone who's watching what to look out for, or the benefits or the cons of rehabbing a home that needed some work, but now looks like this after you're done?
I mean, we had time on our side, so that was helpful. We were fortunate enough not to have to move in when the major projects were being done. So we moved in after the big stuff had already been completed. And I think the pro is that we made it exactly what we wanted.
Yeah.
It's kind of like we built from scratch because we did everything the way we want it to be, so it's like brand new. The cons, I think, are probably what everybody says about contractors. It's never what they tell you it's going to be in terms of time. It's messy, and when you're living through it, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
But in the end, it was worth it. I would, and from the beginning, I was skeptical and didn't want to live through construction and didn't have time for all that nonsense.
Because you had some projects you were working on.
Absolutely.
And Robbie, you came and did some work yourself.
Yeah. Kind of speed up the process. Yeah. But at the end of the day, like she said, the positives of doing a rehab 2 or 3K loan is that it's almost as if you're buying a brand new house. So you can actually go through and sky's the limit. So if you want new appliances, you can put it on there, and then when you go and you come back and say, okay, well, this is what you're working with, and this is how much you're over budget or whatever. What things can you live with? What things can you live without? You can trim it down, and you can say, okay, these are the things I can live with. These are the things I can live without. Luckily, we dealt with a great contractor who got us everything that we wanted, and we were able to get the house that we wanted, the way we wanted it, and pretty good.
It's like a different house.
Yeah, it's a totally
It
different
is.
house.
It is. Well, again, I want to thank you guys and congratulations on your wedding upcoming
Thank you.
and your new home.
Thank you.
And this is Marcus Bruno signing off, and best wishes on your home search.